United doing United things, but first... Welcome. Manchester United playing the best game of poker in the world by the looks of it, seeing Newcastle's bid and going straight in with their own. And my God, you know something? I had to watch a few things last night. I come off here and I watched the Loaded Mag boys because they'd obviously had the news coming in that Newcastle United had bid for Cesco. And I watched a lot of comments on there last night. Now, look, I am not going to escape what I said last night, and we will deep dive that a lot more in a bit. But Manchester United ultimately bid for Benjamin Sesko, worth just under 74 million. That's 85 million euros, consisting of an initial fee of 65.2 million, plus approximately 8.9 in performance-related add-ons. And it is worth mentioning, folks, that they are almost guaranteed add-ons. It's gone mad. You know, last night we were hit with the realization Newcastle had gone in and put their noses in front here, and I think we all were under the same illusion. Cesco has said that he was going to choose his club. Manchester United then said we will only bid for a player if they show interest to us. Now, Manchester United all along have had a firm understanding that Benjamin Sesko wants to move to Manchester United, and there are a few of these journalists that have said this. We know this. Andy Mitten, Ben Jacobs, Plettigold, Fabrizio Romano, Ornstein. They've all said it. And I kind of feel like, why now? Why have we waited now? Anyway, I'm not going to get negative because at the end of the day, it's a signing. I do have things to talk about as well, about the finances. I have been looking. I found a guy on Twitter, and I've got to talk about this in full in a bit. But let's go through some of the bits that have come out today. So United wanted to show now that after Newcastle sending that kind of bid, that they were serious. They're really in the race. They're not just playing with that one. Sources at Manchester United on Tuesday morning guaranteed that their feeling was that the deal between Benjamin Sesko and Newcastle wasn't done yet because the player was waiting for Manchester United. This has come everywhere. This has come absolutely everywhere. And I've got a few things about this. Let me say a few hellos first. Hope you're well, Andy. Good to see you, my friend. Wahaha, of course, in the chat. Good to see you. Ben, hope you're well, my friend. Chappie, hope you're doing fantastic. Jordan, I hope you enjoyed SummerSlam, my man. Carl says, is it bad to be getting excited about this season, lol? Well, I tell you what, look, I'm not going to go over this again in the sense of I still think there are far more issues at Manchester United than the striker, and I can't believe I'm saying that. But we'll go into that in a bit. Yes, Mustafa, good to see you. And here he is. Here he is. Mr. Moxie Sean, hope you're well, my friends. Bruh, you messaged me today. And what did I tell you? I told you this would happen. I told you it would happen. Keith Down, this could be another blow to Newcastle. It could be a blow to Newcastle. Look, it could be a blow to Newcastle. And before we get into that, wahaha, as you're completely right, my friend, we are so close to 1,000 subscribers. We are well and truly on that road. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell notification. We are climbing, folks. We just need you good people to hit that button. Everyone hit those likes and subscribe if you haven't already. Akko says, hello, fam. If we sent a bid in, there's a positive response from Cesco. Early notice, remember to like and subscribe. And wow, Maxi. My Northampton Town Football Club transfer window problem season, no striker. Short, very sad, but well, I'm sorry to hear that, Luke. We're just about to sign a striker ourselves. Look, Newcastle United went in there last night with that bid. And the feeling was, and the feeling from the outside, I think, was, I don't think Newcastle United thought we could afford this. I genuinely don't think Newcastle United thought Manchester United would be able to go in and match the bid. Now, we know they had a bid rejected apparently last week of around 70 million. But Manchester United absolutely have shown their hand here, haven't they? They've gone, no. We were waiting. We were waiting for this guy. What did I tell you all last week? I said I had a feeling that something would happen with this transfer once we got back off tour. Once the tour was finished, I had that feeling. And this is what seems to be happening. Peachy, hope you are well. Percentage, how confident? Look, I'm going to be honest with you, Mustafa. Manchester United would only go in for a player, as their tagline has been all season, if they felt the player wanted to come to Manchester United. That's why we went for Cunha. That's why we went for Brian and why we've drawn it out so long. And this is why we've gone in for Cesco. I think if there was an element of there being any doubt in this, of Cesco going, no, I want Newcastle, I genuinely don't think we'd have put the bid in. I genuinely don't. Akko says it's looking like the top teams are trying to kick Newcastle out of England. It'll be embarrassing if they miss out on Cesco. Newcastle United will be hurting. If this goes the way that I think it will, if Manchester United get Cesco over Newcastle United, I think Newcastle United fans are going to be hurting. They hate us anyway. They hate Manchester United. But I saw a lot of comments last night, from Newcastle fans saying United couldn't afford it, saying that we were out of it. We ain't out of it until we're out of it. And I said to you all last night, it wouldn't surprise me if Manchester United went back in there and put the money in. Do I think that it's a great move for Manchester United? Well, there are a few things to discuss on that. Now, more reports today. More reports. As we know, with the deal being offered last night to RB Leipzig, it is worth noting that he has trained on his own today. Okay, so Cesco has trained on his own. RB Leipzig have already released that. This deal, if it's United or Newcastle, I actually feel like this deal is going to be done really quick. I actually feel like this isn't going to be a Brian situation. This deal feels like the next 48 hours are absolutely crucial. Honestly, I've got Twitter up here ready to go. I get a feeling that something comes. And I think something comes soon with this. Now, the update comes amid the reports that Manchester United put the bid in. That again tells me something. The fact that Cesco now is training on his own. Now, these are the comments that I said on Loaded Mag last night. I was in the chat and I was giving my bit. And I said it was too much for us to entertain this bid and we had to look elsewhere. And I stand by that, okay? I'm not going to be the Manchester United fan that sits here one night and goes, we need to be spending money on midfielders. And then the next night go, yes, hallelujah. I still think Manchester United are making a big gamble here. I can't lie to that. I said all along I wanted Watkins, and I won't detract from that. I'm never going to be a fan that does that. I said that I didn't want us to match the bid, and I meant that. But then I also said I fully expected Manchester United to pull a bozo move and go and match it. I honestly did. How are you guys feeling tonight with this bid? And you know that I always look at what you guys say, and I always like to take on board what you guys say. I just genuinely feel like this has come so quick. And I would actually, let me put it this way. Of all of the reporters out there, all of the journalists, I'm talking to Ben Jacobs, I'm talking to Fabrizios, I'm talking all of these reporters, they would not put their name on it that Manchester United is his favoured place to go out of the two if they didn't have reports. They genuinely wouldn't do it. So, do I think that this is 100% done? Absolutely not. You know my thoughts on this. Until they're holding the shirt up, I won't sit there and go, oh, it's done, don't worry about it. I'm not willing to be that stupid. However, I will say this. Manchester United will have had a big push in the direction from Cesco and his people. They will have been told by Cesco and his people to bid. They will have. And there we have the problem, don't we? There we have the problem. Manchester United here, if we then go on to lose this bid, if we go on to lose this, it completely detracts everything we've been saying this summer. Manchester United Manchester United will only bid for players that are interested. If Cesco goes to Newcastle, well, that's all of that done. That's all of that completely discarded, and we look stupid. So that is why I must say, I do feel extremely confident Manchester United get this done. I do feel that they'll get this done. Let's go through some of these comments quickly. Wahaha says, Ken said it on Chains last night that he's got info that Cesco's picking United. Subra, I hope you're well, my friend. Great to see you. I know it feels goofy to say to myself, but it's my birthday today. Wouldn't mind a Cesco. Here we go. Happy birthday to you, Subra. You're an absolute superstar, and you are a legend of this chat. Mustafa says, I think it's 75% to us, 25 to them. See, it's all over, isn't it? I think Newcastle thought if they offered the extra money, hoping RB would put pressure on Cesco to accept. Carl, that is a fantastic comment. That is a fantastic comment. I genuinely agree with that too. I think Newcastle went over thinking, put this in there. RB will accept this. We can get this deal done and we can move on. This has ripple effects of a big magnitude. This Benjamin Sesko deal doesn't just affect Manchester United and Newcastle United. It affects Liverpool as well. We all know that Liverpool want Isaac, right? Isaac, however you say it. We know that. Newcastle would have absolutely, I believe, been open to selling Isaac if Manchester United didn't put the bid in and we didn't look where we are with this Cesco deal. This affects so much. When we talk about ripple effects, this Manchester United complete bid today has not just, it's fucked everything. It's fucked everything for clubs. Guys, remember, if you are new, hit the subscribe button. We are trying to hit 1K tonight. And wouldn't it be a fantastic fucking video to hit the 1K on with the Benjamin Sesko bid? Shearer chose them over us. Cesco choosing us. Nah, it's not payback. An evening, neighbour. Evening, all United legends. Here he is. Here's the other thing, though, right? Here's my next problem with this. And I want to talk about this in full. Benjamin Sesko, everyone is talking this excitement about this player. We need to air a caution here, a bit of caution, because if you look at his stats, Benjamin Sesko hasn't hit above 15 goals in the season yet. We're about to pay potentially 70 million for a striker who is yet to hit 15 goals in a season in the league. We already know with this striker that this is a striker that doesn't get you assists. I think he's got like 7 assists in his time at Leipzig. This guy is just a striker. And he has got a lot of people twerking for him. I know that. But at 22 years old, I would be remiss as a United fan if I wasn't sitting here telling you guys that the bid and the amount of money we're going to pay doesn't worry me a little bit. I can't sit here and say it doesn't, because it does. There is going to be added pressure on this guy. Okay. Now, Cesco, I love the fact if you back yourself as a striker and you back yourself to come in and fix what's been wrong at Manchester United, more power to you. But there has to be a conversation here about, is a striker who's yet to hit 15 goals in a season in the league the guy to come in and fire us up the league? It's a tough question, people. And, you know, I'm here for your comments. Of course I am, as always. I'm absolutely here to have this. And make sure you're all wishing Subra a happy birthday today. This guy is an absolute legend. Does Cesco feel a bit like when we got Rasmus? Peachy, I'm glad you're saying that. I'm glad you're saying that. I really am, because this is where my concerns are. Is this a Højlund Mark II? Is it? Jordan says we need a striker, so we need it. And I get that. I hear that. And Big Dan, yes, hope you're well, my man. I think we have stuck to the price they want to pay. Otherwise, they would have just matched Newcastle's bid. Look, there was that gentleman's agreement, wasn't there? And I personally think that a gentleman's agreement in football is absolute nonsense. I mean, it's absolute nonsense. But that has not gone away. That hasn't gone away. Moxie says, I agree with the price. I agree, for me, the price is too much versus risk factor. Would rather be spending money on a CDM, Watkins, and maybe even a goalkeeper. And it's good, Dan, but we should be concentrating on midfield after that game. Guys, I'm telling you, look, I said this after the Everton game. Our midfield is a shower of shit. And you can have all the firepower up front in the world. You can have all that. But if you don't have that engine in the middle, sorting the stuff out, shutting that shit down, it's all for nothing. Then you become, and if there are Newcastle fans in the chat, they will understand what I'm saying with this. You become the Newcastle team of the mid-90s. Kevin Keegan era. You score 4, we'll score 5. Is that a way we want to play with a goalkeeper that isn't up to that point as well? Steve says, hi, Dan, from the heart. It's okay if we get Cesco. Not my first choice, but United isn't exactly a stable club right now. And I feel that for a young striker, Newcastle would be a better place. And do you know something, Steve? I absolutely agree with that. I do agree with that. Are Manchester United right for him? We're going to find out. We're absolutely going to find out. Now, at this point, as Ben says, Newcastle may join as a Scottish Prem. They might be Celtic and Rangers to a sign-in. I feel for Newcastle. Take the rivalry out of it. I feel for Newcastle because they have gone for so many players and they have been pipped and pushed away and forgotten It's been weird. It's been weird for them. Everyone, like Newcastle fans, are saying what a terrible transfer market. Yeah, if they'd have got the players they'd have gone for, Newcastle would have looked a very different outfit this season. I wonder how our Sophie, Pete, Chris is feeling. Newcastle wanted our front three, and all three have chosen us. It's mad, isn't it? Ripple effects. What's the effect on Newcastle squad going to be like? Well, Mark, it's a great question, and I think Soph is in the chat. If Soph's in the chat, big up to you, my friend. Queen Sophie in the chat. Newcastle, if they don't get Cesco, Newcastle are in a big issue here. A massive issue here, because they have gone all in for Cesco. We know this. That's why they went late last night, put that bid in. Ornstein dropped it. They've gone all in. Who is their replacement? Because I kind of feel with United, as much as people won't want to hear what I'm about to say, I think with Manchester United, they turned around and said this: if we don't get Cesco, we will keep Rasmus, we will keep Xerxes, and we will focus on other positions. I genuinely feel like that is where Manchester United are going. And actually, I will sit here and say this: if that was the plan, I would be here for that. I'd absolutely be here for that. But this just feels weird. And Audio Pimp, evening new Man United scrubber. Thank you, Algorithm. Thank you very much. This affects our chances of pushing top 4 to 6 down, increases us chances if we land this. It doesn't, Mustafa, because we still need so much more in this team. The midfield isn't there. So I just wonder if I worry. I still worry. We can have all of the front three can be completely changed, and we know that, but there is still a lot wrong in this squad. There is a lot wrong. Shivang says, good to see you, Dan. You reckon United were watching the stream last night, particularly my comments? Maybe. Pete says, I agree we need a striker, but I hope that doesn't mean we don't get a quality midfielder in. Well, there is good news. Wilfred Ndidi looks like he's off to Besiktas. Nice one, Ollie. Nice one, mate. And Wahaha says, did you just get monetized? Congrats. I don't think I did. Where are we at? Where are we at to? I don't think I did. Let me put that. No. We still need a fair few subscribers for that, guys. We need another 39. Keep an eye on that for me, boys and girls. Keep an eye on that. And if you are new, hit that subscribe button. Let's try and get that tonight. That would be amazing. And hopefully it does work out. Yeah, I agree. Well, this is another thing. Cesco's been quite wanted across England this season, hasn't he? We know that Arsenal went in for him earlier on in the transfer window. It was him or Gyökeres. They went with Gyökeres. Then, of course, we had the Newcastle and Manchester United. Honestly, I just genuinely feel like this deal is going to be done lickety-split. I think this gets done a lot quicker than people are anticipating. I knew it was you, Kev. How many bloody channels have you got? Too much of a risk, says Chappie. I tell you what, let's open this up. Let's open this up for you. Let's put a poll in there. Is this transfer too much of a risk? And it's a simple one. Yes or no? Is this transfer too much of a risk, guys and girls? Simple as that. That's all I want to know. Is this transfer too much of a risk? Okay? That's all I want to know. Yes or no? Nothing outlandish, nothing anything like that. I just want to know yes or no, because I worry. I genuinely worry. Reports say that the add-ons in the United bid is easy to achieve compared to that of Newcastle. It's possible we are paying as much as Newcastle. Nice from Manchester United. Manchester United knew exactly what they were doing going in with that lower bid. I honestly feel like Manchester United were trying to peacock there, because let's do it this way. And here she is, Queen Sophie. Yes, and thank you very much, Sophie. Yeah, make sure you are smashing those likes and subscribe. Let me know, chat, what Manchester United player we are at for the subscribers. I want to hit that 1K so bad tonight, so let's get this going. But I think Manchester United were peacocking. I honestly feel like we've peacocked with this one. Going in with a lower bid, if we end up signing him, you know what United fans are like. They're shameless. We know this. The first thing we'll say is, Newcastle. And it isn't about that. I don't think it's about that. I genuinely feel like this has everything to do with an agreement that Cesco has with the club, with an agreement that Cesco has with the teams that he's talking to. This all goes down to the player. This isn't about who offers the most money. I genuinely believe that. This will go down to a 22-year-old lad and where he wants to play football this season. It is getting mad. And guys, look at that. That is my first ever super chat. And what better person to do it than to Kev next door but one. Thank you very much for the super chat there, Kev. Much appreciated, my friend. Much appreciated. There's something else I wanted to talk about tonight. Now, this is what I want. I'll go into the rest of it in a second. But this is what I found out tonight. I had a look through, and apparently Manchester United can spend up to 250 million this summer. Now, I found this guy, and then it turns out when I watched the video before that Goldbridge uses him, to be fair. So kudos to Goldbridge getting this guy. But apparently Manchester United can actually afford to spend 250 million. Now, if you look at it this way, we've obviously got Cunha, we've got Brian. If we were to get Cesco, that takes us to roughly 200 million. We'll forget about the add-ons for now. That leaves Manchester United 50 million to spend. Now, we know that Le Mans is the keeper that we want, and we know that deal is around 10 to 15 million. This 250 million that Manchester United can spend is without, and I'll come into the mic for this one, without sales. So is there a bizarre scenario here where Manchester United end up having more money than we ever anticipated we could to spend, and after getting Cesco in, getting down to our last 50, go and sell a Garnacho, get rid of fucking Anthony, get rid of Sancho, and end up having that bit more to it? I don't know where this transfer window's going, guys. Manchester United, this transfer window has absolutely fucking bamboozled me. Because at the start of it, we're led to believe that we couldn't sign anyone. Yet here we are with Cunha and Brian. We've just put a bid in for Cesco. If we sell the players that we don't need anymore, and there are a few, let me go through the players who we can sell. Sancho, can't wait. Anthony, can't wait at all. That guy has absolutely infuriated me, turning down bids to Saudi to wait for Real Beg, who don't want to buy him, want to loan him. He's pissed me off. Garnacho, the most idiotic man-child I've ever seen on a football pitch. Then you've got Malacia. Sadly, no one wants to take him. But then you've got two that I have been saying to you all for such a long time. I have said to you all, and I've stood by this for the last 3 weeks, there is a world where Casemiro leaves this club this summer. There is absolutely a world. And I think because of how slow we looked against Leeds, because of how slow we were in the midfield against Everton, I think once Cesco gets done, if we get him sorted, I think Manchester United go all out to get rid of these players. And of course, the last one, now we're getting a Cesco, potentially, is Rasmus Højlund. There all of a sudden opens up here a whole wormhole of players that we can now get rid of. Let me go through some of these comments. I've just been trying to... Fucking hell, I've got loads here. I'm sorry. Everyone's saying happy birthday to the main man, Subra. It was fun to watch Dodan, the Keegan team, can't lie. I'm very worried about the Cesco deal and believe that they're listening to Vivel too much over Amorim, who wants to bring in Premier League experience. Really could blow up in our faces. And Wahas says, I love it. That's the rules for you. Not allowed to compete. I see what you're doing. I hope we're not saying this next time we should have got Watkins. You know my thoughts on this, Manchester United fans. Even now, I'm still saying that I would have took Watkins. Even now, I'm still saying I would have gone for Watkins. I would have gone all in for him. And actually, oh my goodness me. Right, okay. Let me share the screen. Let me share the screen. I will come back to these comments in a second. Fabrizio's just tweeted, guys. Fabrizio has just tweeted. Let me zoom in. Right. Tell me this isn't happening. Why is he going to say this? Let me get rid of that comment a second, Peachy. Understand Manchester United's feeling from earlier today is even stronger tonight. The club believes that Benjamin Sesko only wants to join Manchester United. United forwarded official contract proposal to Cesco while also keeping negotiations with Leipzig. And there's something else here I think I saw just before that. Terry Flowers is doing the bomber sign with the... Oh, guys, I tell you what, I think this is happening. I think this is happening sooner than we think, guys. Guys, smash a fucking like on the video. It looks like this is getting done soon. Soon. Smash those likes. Over 100 in here. And by the way, where are we at with these subscribers as well? I want to see that 1K. We are flying tonight. We are absolutely flying tonight. I see Mrs. Robinson's in the chat as well. Good to see you, my love. My lovey love. And yeah, I did get monetized. Mad, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. So guys, what do we think about this then? Fabrizio has just, I'll bring it back up on screen. Fabrizio has just dropped this seconds ago. Understand Manchester United's feeling from earlier today is even stronger tonight. The club believes Benjamin Sesko only wants to join Manchester United. It's coming. I feel it coming. I feel it coming, babe. Oh, my goodness me. Oh, my goodness me. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. This is mad. This is absolutely mad. And the fact we've got this just when we went live as well. I am so happy that we've got this update for you fantastic, fucking beautiful people, my subscribers who have been a big part of this journey. We've not even been going 2 months yet. And it's nights like this that make this all worth it. Fantastic. Fantastic. Let's have a look at what the chat's saying as well with the... So the poll is 60% of you think that the transfer is too much of a risk. This, guys, honestly, I'm absolutely buzzing at this. I'm absolutely buzzing. Absolutely buzzing. And yes, as Wahaha says, make sure you are smashing a like and also hitting the subscribe button on this. It does help us out a lot. This is fantastic news. This is absolutely fantastic news. I tell you what, though, also, here's Kev back on his other one. Newcastle will need to keep Isaac now. We'll go for... Where does this put Newcastle United? I saw a lot of people last night. In the Newcastle chat that were buzzing about them going in for the bid. I told them that we would go. I told them that we would go and bid. Did I think it was a good thing that we do it? Not so sure. But we've gone and done it. And actually, let me just say this as well. First and foremost, thank you very much, Carl, for the super chat. Great streams. Keep up the work. Great work. You deserve it. And it's all because of you people coming in and supporting. Thank you, Carl, so much. The question has to be asked now. This question has to be asked. Okay? So I'm going to ask it. How are Manchester United still able to attract these players? What are they cooking behind the scenes? When they're talking to these players, what are they cooking? We've gone out there and got 3 players that we had no chance. The last game of last season, even after that, I would not have sat here and said that we'd be linked. Our front 3 next season, potentially now, looking at... I'm just going to check as well, see if there's any more tweets on that. Our front 3 next season, it's simple. It's simple. It's going to be Cunha, Brian, and it looks like Cesco. Goals, no problem. What does that do for player power, for pulling power for Manchester United? When you talk about upgrades, right, let's talk about upgrades. We're going to go from having Rashford, who didn't want to be at the club, Garnacho, who has just been a mess, Sancho, sadly Rasmus. The upgrades are absolutely ridiculous. Anthony, for fuck's sake. This is a new Manchester United, and I will sit here and I'll say it tonight. I will sit here and say it. This is a new Manchester United, and you can't disagree with it. You absolutely can't disagree with it. We talked about how Manchester United were going to approach this season. We spoke about what they needed to do, and I still think midfield is the one we need to be looking at. We spoke about what Manchester United need to do, and they've gone out there, essentially. I fucking mocked Barada last night saying that they have meetings every morning. Well, the meeting this morning must have been a fucking storming one. We've gone out there, and we've identified two cams and a striker. If that isn't changing the look of your team, I don't know what the fuck else is. I genuinely don't know what the fuck else is. We are a Matteo Darmian away from 1K. Guys, make sure you are hitting the subscribe button. We are getting closer and closer to the 1K. We've got to hit the 1K tonight, guys. We've got to hit it tonight to get these, honestly, to get the good times are rolling. We are flying. We are flying. Cringe mode on. He scores goals galore. He's Cesco. Oh, my goodness me. Don't do that. Yeah. Mark says, Vival must hypnotise these players before they show them the forward plans. And Tonk Nash comes in with, we are fucking Man United, my G. We absolutely are. We absolutely are. Nick then comes in and says, what do you guys think about United turning down offers for Maguire and thinking of extending his contract? The Maguire news, I'm absolutely buzzing at that. I'm not even gonna deny that. I'm buzzing at the fact that we're keeping hold of Maguire, because I think out of the squad of players we've got and the issues that we've had, I think this guy has not been one of them. And I think sometimes you don't. He's not a superstar, and we absolutely know that. But what he is he's a good head around the squad. He has got the respect of the fans. He's got the respect of the players. And most importantly, he's got the respect of the manager. I've said to you all that he starts in my back three against Arsenal. Okay? He starts at centre-back for me against Arsenal. So the fact he's going to be staying, I've got no concerns. I've got no concerns. And look at this again. Look at Kev. If you dare come knock on my door and say that I owe you £6, imagine. Thank you very much for the super chat, my man. I really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. Right then, guys. Here's the next question then. Here is the next question. And big up, Anthony. Good to see you. Good to see you. And there we go. Wow, exactly. Why wouldn't you? The guy's a professional. So Moxie says, we need to keep Rasmus as you like, Dan. Don't get Xerxes hype as our second striker, but think he'll be sacrificed for the money, or maybe we get more cash selling Xerxes. Do you know something? Let me ask you this. Let me get a chat going. Let me get a poll going here, because I think this needs to be asked. Would you keep Rasmus as a second striker? Yes or no, guys? I really want you to look at this. Would you keep Rasmus as a second striker for Manchester United? We have to have the conversation here, because there has been a lot of pressure. We know this. We absolutely know this. Oh, yeah. Look, you got smash a like just for Carl's comment alone there. What? Who hated him? Who hated him, Mavi? Mavi. The conversation we've got to have here is Rasmus Højlund, 22, has looked decent in pre-season. For me, shouldn't be leading the line for Manchester United. However, like I said, and I'll never retract on that, if we didn't go out there and if we don't get Cesco done, he will have to stay. I don't want us trying to go out there and get an emergency striker from anywhere else. If it's not going to work with Cesco, then there's no point. There's absolutely no point. But Rasmus Højlund, would this be the best way to rebuild this lad's confidence? Having Cesco with him as the lead striker and bringing Rasmus on and building that confidence up? It's a simple question. It's a simple question. Out of the two, I can honestly sit here and say this now. I'm keeping Rasmus over Xerxes because Xerxes is not a number 9. I'm keeping it. He's not a number 9. No. He's not confirmed it just yet. Let's just hang fire. He's only put that we're getting closer. But yeah, I genuinely look at Rasmus, and I think out of the two, I would rather keep Rasmus over Xerxes. I'll say that, and I'm not afraid to admit that. Andreas says he might be off to Newcastle. Loan Rasmus would do him good, says Santos. Mustafa, for me, Xerxes is not a striker and Chido is ready. What did Mustafa say? I'm assuming Mustafa's... Oh, right, okay. So Mustafa says no Xerxes, Chido are there. I tell you what, here's the other scenario here. Manchester United... How old is Xerxes? Xerxes is he like 24? He's 24, yeah, bang on. Look at that, straight on the money. So look at the age that we've got of strikers here. Like, I would go as far to say now, and I've said this before, I would rather an experienced head come in now with Cesco. I absolutely would rather an experienced head come in with Cesco now. I would go out there and grab an experienced striker. I genuinely would. And I love the fact that here we go. Potts and Judges raid, Benjamin Sesko. You can give Potts a fucking message from me. He was twerking for this guy at the start of the season. He was twerking for this guy. And Siak, good to see you, my friend. Audio, oh, look at this. Audio Pimp with the super chat says we need to keep Hoyland, and as if Cesco comes off for 75 minutes knackered and we're 2-1 down. It's potential. It's potential. It is potential. Look, at the same time, though, the one thing we can't worry about here with Benjamin Sesko, if he comes to United, is the simple fact he has been training pre-season. Okay, so it's not like this guy's been sat on the beach like Gyökeres was. You know, Gyökeres refused point blank to train with Sporting Lisbon. Manchester United will have a player here who has been training. There has been no bad blood between him and the club, RB Leipzig. So we are in a situation here where it does change things slightly. This kid is coming in fit. He might not be able to start the first game against Arsenal, probably not. But this kid is coming in a lot fitter than I think what we would worry about there. Now, guys, there's over 200 of you in the chat. We are literally trying to get to 1K tonight after the good news here with the Benjamin Sesko. Please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. It would be absolutely incredible if we hit that 1K tonight. On the eve of Manchester United getting ever so closer to signing Benjamin Sesko, please help this become a reality. 1K, that's what we need to hit tonight. 1K would absolutely smash what we are trying to achieve here. We are 32 away, a Carlos Tevez away. I shouldn't be saying that as a United fan, but that's what we say. What else have we got here? Get Berber coaching them, says Wahaha. Imagine. Donna, great to see you as always. Great to see you. Absolutely brilliant. In fact, there's a lot of Arsenal fans here. Let me ask you this question. Yes, I can see you raiding with Tesco, but let me ask you this question. Manchester United signing Benjamin Sesko, potentially, if you look at the news. Arsenal fans, are you more concerned coming to Old Trafford, first game of the season, with a Benjamin Sesko potentially up top over Erasmus Højlund? Get your comments in there because, look, Arsenal, I personally think Arsenal have had it shit this summer with people going on about transfers with Madueke and all that bollocks. But this game becomes a lot different. This game has now changed. It is completely different to how we were looking at this first game of the season 3 weeks ago. I was sat here saying we're going to get absolutely smashed by you lot. I think this absolutely changes things. And Rodder says that Watkins is the better striker for United at the moment. I agree with that. Absolutely agree with that. People, there are over 200. 200. If you have not hit that subscribe button, hit it right now. And the Forest, I know what the Forest lot are talking about. They're talking about Douglas Luiz, who looks like he is going to Nottingham Forest. Yeah, I can handle that tonight. We got other things we need to sort out first. But Arsenal fans, look, there's over 400 of you in the chat right now. First and foremost, make sure you are hitting the subscribe button. We're on the road to 1K. We are on the road to 1K. We are 34 away from doing it. So make sure you are hitting that subscribe button. But I just want to know, we need to know this right now. We need to know this right now. Arsenal fans, are you confident that you go to Old Trafford at the start of the season and you do something at Old Trafford with the news we have seen tonight? It's a simple question because I think this changes the game up drastically. I genuinely think this changes the game up drastically. Let me just do that a second. Boom, you're back. So there's over 600 of you in here. As I said, I need to know. Cesco to Newcastle. Wow, no, I'm not going to believe that. Not going to believe that. Richard says, no, not losing sleep. No sleep over Cesco. And 34 needed to hit the 1,000. Yes, let's keep going. Jamie comes in with the standard United a dog poo. Love that. Love that for you. And Cesco picked Newcastle. I can tell you now. I'm looking at Twitter as we speak, and there is nothing to say that. There is nothing to say that at all. Manchester United feeling on Cesco from earlier today. Just if you're new, the club believes the player only wants to join Manchester United. The question is, guys, are Manchester United back? Of course we're not. Of course we're not. I'm just baiting you with that comment. Of course Manchester United aren't back. What Manchester United are doing, though, is they're doing the exact right thing here, and they're going out there and they're getting the right signings in. They're getting the right signings in. I still think personally that we should be going in and get a midfielder, but that's just me. Let me just check something here because this keeps jumping off, Wolfie. You'll know exactly what I mean there. There we go. It's gone back on again. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Yeah, so big news tonight then. Big news. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to ask rival fans this. We've got a lot of rival fans here, so I want to ask you this question. I'll come into the mic for this. I'm going to come into the mic. Are you ready for this? What are your thoughts on the reports that Manchester United can spend 250 million this summer without selling a player? Where's that? What are your thoughts on that? Does this absolutely just do something? Does this change the whole thing of Manchester United? If you're late to the party, I still genuinely believe that Manchester United need not one, but two more players apart from this striker. They absolutely do. So for me, Manchester United absolutely have to go and get a midfielder, which I think we should have done weeks ago, and we need to get a goalkeeper. The reports are once the striker situation is done, well, then it will be Le Mans. Now, Manchester United have been linked with Le Mans for a long time. I think they have to go out there and get this done because whereas I'm sat here saying to Arsenal fans, I'm not as concerned playing you first game of the season, I actually feel like having an Onana in goal still fucks us around. Absolutely fucks us around. Jamie, you've been going and going and going. I'm putting you on a timeout. You're on the naughty step. When you learn to be nicer, you can come back in and you can talk to the lovely people. Until then, so yeah, this is what I want to know. I want to know what your thoughts are on this. Manchester United lining up at the start of the season. Here's the issue: the three centre backs. People are saying that they want De Ligt, Maguire, and Yoro. That can't happen. Manchester United need to be lining up with two people either side of a De Ligt or a Maguire. Okay, you can't do that. The first game of the season against Arsenal, if we line up with De Ligt and Maguire, and we have a midfield two of Ugarte and Bruno, or Ugarte and Mainu, or a Mainu and Bruno, Arsenal will go straight through. A poor man's goal bridge. I've made it. Mum! I've made it. They've called me a poor man's goal bridge. Fantastic. This is incredible. What a night. I'm absolutely loving this. This is incredible. Red Dog 80. Love you. So that's we are a Diego Dallo away to 1K, people. We are a Diego Dallo away from 1K. And Paul, I'm glad you've put this. Big up, Paul, for putting this comment. You're absolutely right. You cannot buy a whole squad for 250 million. But let's not forget here, Manchester United this summer, they were never going to go out there and try and change the whole squad. Now, in an ideal world, with the players that they're trying to get rid of, it could have been a lot easier. It could have been. But Manchester United, as you will have all seen, haven't sold a fucking player this summer. We haven't sold a player this summer. We're one of three clubs that haven't been able to do it. So Manchester United could only do what was the right thing, which was to identify on that team what was the most important things to cover up. The first one was the two number 10s. Garnacho, Anthony, Bruno. It wasn't working there. It's still not going to work with Bruno dropping, by the way. But they then went from there to go and sign a striker. Now, we have been linked with every fucking striker that's been linked in the Premier League, in Europe. We've been linked to Osimhen, Gyökeres, Ekitike. You can even go with the Vardys. But we have been linked. Delap. We got rejected by Delap straight after the Europa League final. Manchester United were never going to buy a whole squad for £250 million. And you can't do that anyway. But what they have done is, whether people like to admit this or not, and whether people like to agree with this or not, and whether or not people get ratty as fuck with this, what we've done is we've gone out there and we've bought players who want to come to the club. And we've bought players who are going to change the way this club looks. We haven't gone out there and done the absurd where we've gone and got Rasmus Højlund. We haven't gone out there and done the absurd where we've gone and got Anthony. We haven't done the absurd and gone out and got Onana. We're doing our homework with these players. We've been long linked with Cesco. Some reports up to 2 years ago. We are doing things the right way. And I think this changes the landscape for how Manchester United are going to attack this season. Absolutely. Let's go through some of these comments. Moses says Rasmus Højlund is no good for United. And big up Dan Potts. Thank you for the support, my man. Thank you very much for the support. We are so close to that 1K. So close. Moxie Shum, one of the OGs, says we are a little P away from the 1K. And Kev's going to go out there and do a Cesco chant outside. Don't do that. I'll get kicked out. This changes the whole demographics of the Premier League. Because what you're going to see here is Manchester United this season, and I will sit here with chest and I will say this. These signings were never going to get Manchester United in a Champions League race. Not a chance. As far as I'm concerned, you've got 4 clubs ahead of us that are not only ahead of us, but even with this summer transfer window, are pulling away from us. Manchester United's main priority this season, this summer, was to be the best of the rest. I feel like a midfielder and a goalkeeper does that. Le Mans, we bring him in, get rid of that fucking fraud that Sanana was sorted. Bring in a central midfielder, and there are a lot of Forest fans here who like to remind me that Douglas Luiz looks like he's off there, but bring in a central midfielder, and again, this changes the landscape of how Manchester United are going to do things. Now, I'm not stupid enough to sit here and say that we're going for a Baleba because we don't have the money to do that. Yes, they're saying we've got 250 million to spend. I still think we'd be absolutely ludicrous to think we can go and spend 250 million, not be able to sell the fucking players that are still at the club and just ride off into the sunset. There is still a lot of work to be done from everybody who's involved behind the scenes at Manchester United. Okay? There is a massive amount of work to be done. A fucking massive amount. Manchester United board, Barada, Wilcox, all of them. They cannot sit there at the end of this summer and still have a Garnacho, an Anthony, and a Sancho on the books, be it out on loan or whatever, and say, do you know what? We brought in some decent players. They've gone on loan, but we've done all right. Absolutely not. We have been a club for so long that have been so eager to be laughed at by rival fans because we've always done things the wrong way. There's only one way to do this the right way now this season, and that is to get rid of the bad players, the bad vibes at the club. And we have seen so many players on tour that have said, yeah, everything's changed here. Well, that's great. In theory, that's amazing. We've all been at jobs in our lifetimes where we've gone, oh, fucking Daryl's left, fucking Ian's left. They were horrendous. It's amazing here now. It's such a good place to work. There is so much riding on this summer. And Amorim won't have it easy, by the way. Amorim will not have it easy this summer because as much as we're moaning about the players that haven't left the club yet, we still haven't seen this system take off. We still haven't seen this system go against a team that is a decent standard and school them. Yeah, we've had little results against fucking Liverpool where we drew. Yeah, we beat Man City when Man City had their worst season under Pep. But there has to be realism. There has to be realism. A Bruno to go. We are a Bruno to go, guys. Let us hit that 1K tonight. Let us hit that 1K. We are almost there. We're a Phil Jones away. A Phil Jones. I tell you what, people, this is all because of the hard work that so many people who have supported this channel from day one have put in. And I thank each and every one of you. Even if we don't hit it tonight, it's all the work you guys have put in has been phenomenal. Let's check Twitter again. I just want to see because people keep putting that there's other news, and I'm not about to believe that just yet. It's no, don't worry. Don't worry. I saw some news there that absolutely terrified me. Absolutely terrified me. So guys, yes. Sorry, miles away with that one. Dan, it's not true. Thank you very much. I'm going to put something in. I'm going to put a poll on because I think it's only fair that we do a poll. We've just finished one poll. People, 66% of you would have kept Rasmus as a second striker. Here is the next poll. And I'm feeling bold tonight. Where do Manchester United finish this season? Okay. I'm going to put top 3. I'm not going to be that dickheadish. I'm going to put top 4, 5th to 8th, and then I'm going to put 9th or lower. A lot of rival fans in here, so I'm expecting there to be a lot of rival fans completely pissing on my parade here. It's on there now for you guys. I want to know where you think Manchester United, lefty, I love that. Do you know what I love about that, lefty, is without a thought in your mind, you've just come in and gone relegated. I love that, mate. I respect. 3 subs to go. We are Patrice Evra to go, as Moxie Shun has just said. Guys, we're almost there. We are almost there. Let's see what the early polls say in there. Fucking hell. Here we go. It's close. It's close. People go in where I was thinking 5th to 8th. I am still thinking 5th to 8th. That's where the early one's going now. That's where the early lot's going. Guys, we need 3 subscribers. There's over 350 of you in here. Let's hit that tonight. Robert says bottom 3. Robert, I'm going to keep an eye out for your next comment. Tell me why. In the words of the ever-mortal Backstreet Boys, tell me why. I need more than that. I need a lot more than that. Who is going to be the 1000th? And Bangers and Mash. No, you wouldn't want to do that, mate. You wouldn't want me to do that. Definitely not. Definitely not. With Cesco, of course, Anthony. With Cesco, of course. Let's see what the early one's doing. Look at this. I tell you what, it's close. It's fucking close, you know. 42% of you early on are saying 5th to 8th. 41% of you. 41%. Unbelievable. Is it done? Is it done? Is it done? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You are all absolute fucking superstars. You are all, and this guy as well, Potts and this guy, absolute legends. 1,000. I expect us to challenge for the title every season and have done for the last 38 years of supporting United. And Kev's, there's nothing wrong with that, my friend. Kev's outside chanting Cesco. That's fucking mint. Guys, we've done it. We've hit 1K. We've hit 1K. Let's go. And yeah, well, there we go. That's what it's all about. Subscribed over 6, anything over 6. Dan, you got to sing "We Are Family." We are family. Yeah, of course I'll do that for you people. That's mental. That's absolutely mental, guys. We did this. We started this channel less than 2 months ago. Less than 2 months ago. And it's because of the help of Dan Potts, Forest Fan TV, Wolfie, all of the OGs that have been with me from that first TikTok fucking live, which was, I believe, early on in June. This is all because of you people. And you've humbled me tonight. You've absolutely humbled me. Even Mrs. Robinson's sending out praise. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now then, what we need next, we need that "Here We Go." Will we get that "Here We Go" tomorrow? Alejandro Garnacho's posting on Instagram again. Will we get that? Will we get that "Here We Go" tomorrow? There is so much at stake for Manchester United. Let me take a sip. Honestly, I'm parched. Oh, that's better. That's better. Honestly, the Arsenal fans, football community, this is what I talk about. This community isn't just Manchester United. It isn't just Forest. It isn't Arsenal. It isn't City with LB. It isn't fucking West Ham with Lawless. It isn't fucking Liverpool with Errol. It is us. We are a footballing community, and I am proud to be a part of that with each and every one of you. So thank you very much. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, really appreciate that. I tell you what I can do. I can remove that banner now, can't I? Fucking phenomenal. Fucking phenomenal. Thank you, Stephen. I really appreciate it. I really, really appreciate it. And Z, of course, Z and I have had plenty of conversations on Football's 12th Man. We've not always agreed about Manchester United, but we do have the same. And by the way, Lucas as well. Big shout out to Lucas. He has been with me from day one, as have a lot of you. Guys, you've made a Manchester United fan very happy tonight. I'm not sure all of you will want that in the long run. And I'm pretty sure that if Manchester United end up doing anything this season, you'll probably regret ever helping me out. But what you have done tonight is you've made me very, very happy, very, very humble. And I'm so excited to see now what we can do next with this channel. I'm going to go and celebrate now. I'm going to see you, all of you, at 9 p.m. tomorrow night. Thank you all very much. Much love. Dan United, Brian Brigade, football community, signing out.